Aloha everyone, day 27 since the fire crisis on Maui. Here we go. Updates. We now have 5,614 people in hotels getting shelter and housing, another 1,100 people in Airbnbs. We'll be moving forward with a big plan to get everyone into long-term housing. We can do 18 months, it's just going to have to be very well organized. In addition to that, the EPA has cleared 232 parcels. This is important because we can start getting people back to inspect their own land and get some closure soon. FEMA has fielded over 13,000 requests and has given out $19.4 million of assistance. You know, there's a lot of philanthropic money, which we match with state monies coming forward soon also. 2,500 plus cases from the Red Cross alone. We now also know that 99% of the search is done, all of the search on land to find who we've lost. There's still some search going on in the ocean. I want to say this, logistics are challenging here, but we do want to get people moved into more permanent housing, and we will also be announcing soon a school solution for the region for all of those families, children, and teachers that so badly need to have a location to go to in the near future. I'll give you more update tomorrow. Aloha.
Tourism on Maui has fallen dramatically. Daily passengers have fallen to 2,000 per day, down from 8,000 per day, and that means a lot of jobs are going to be affected.
Crazy. Friday night, Kaanapali Beach. Not a person in sight. Usually there's every restaurant's full, people sitting on the beach everywhere. Wow. Kaanapali. Saturday at like 5 o'clock, 5:30, I don't know, whatever time it is. You guys ever been to Hawaii, Kaanapali Beach? This is freaky. This reminds me of COVID. Saturday night, and there's not one person on the beach. Not one. All the restaurants are closed. Everything's closed. I mean, this is just like COVID. When COVID happened, everything was shut down. It was just a ghost town. It's crazy. Weston, Leilani's. Oop. On the grill over there. So weird, dude.
Rental area. There's literally nobody here. It's a ghost town. Do you guys see that? It's a legit ghost town. So again, it leads me back to that question. If there's no people to service, then does that mean the service is now discontinued? Does that mean jobs are no longer needed? Is it placed on hold for now? Do they tell people, hey, you don't need to come in today? Or do they tell them come in, but they just sit there and twiddle their thumbs until they're finally like, well, you really don't need to come in? Because it literally is a ghost town here. There's nobody. There's Stephanie, who blessed me with this opportunity to come back home, but it's empty. The car rentals, there's no cars being rented, and it's miles and miles on the heel of these cars now just sitting there. So if this is what it looks like here, again, imagine the restaurants, the bars, the hotels, then those people are also not servicing anybody. So then do they still have jobs? So not only did this fire affect those who lost everything, but now it's affecting the actual locals here that are still living and still trying to thrive, still trying to make, money for their own ohanas. And this is the aftermath.
Biden just committed $95 million to repair the grid on Maui. That could be good news. It could also be bad news. If it goes directly to HECO, it's sort of a moral hazard, right? After decades of neglecting to maintain the power lines or putting it underground like residents demanded, now they're getting a reward, a reward for the disaster they caused, in a form of a fat check for corporate welfare. So we need to make sure that the state and the county step up to regulate HECO. They should put the grid underground, or just enable us to have solar and batteries. Like, if we just use that money to subsidize households and community solar projects and microgrids, we'd be safer, it'll be cheaper, and we all be better off and have more energy freedom. But if they're gonna still control it, let's make sure it's underground. And if they try to raise the rates after that fat check, we can't let that happen, right? So stay maka'ala.
Because the power lines were down on one side of the road. So there was only one way in, one way out on one side of the road. So there was no way I could get past that. And luckily, one of my friends was fleeing the area and he had his bicycle with him. So I jumped out of the car and I was like, hey, I need to use your bike. Like, no, I need to go and warn my grandma. So I jump on the bicycle and I bike into Lahaina as quickly as I could. And there was no way, like I said, there was no way I could warn her and let her know what was happening. I got there and they were completely in the dark. Like, they didn't really know what was going on. Of course, people were evacuating, but they didn't really grasp the severity of it because they were sheltered in their own home. So they weren't like outside. It was smoke. There was smoke everywhere. I obviously saw the smoke and I could see the flames, and the flames are massive. I mean, they were towering above the coconut trees. And I mean, I get there, like I said, she's completely, like, they don't really know what's going on. And she told me this prior to even seeing the news. Basically I get there, I'm like, Grandma, why haven't you left yet? She's like, I was waiting for the sirens.
This is going to be a multi-year recovery. It's going to take essentially years to rebuild Lahaina, which was destroyed, but we will build it back better.
Build back better.
Building back better.
To build back better.
We're going to build it back better.
And build it back better.
My plan to build back better.
We were so concerned about what was happening in Maui that we were texting back and forth. And I read this article that Dolly Parton had given money in her community. And I said, I think this is the answer. You said, I think that's the answer.
I said, I love it.
And so we have created the People's Fund of Maui that will put money directly in the hands of the people who need it right now. So if you send a donation, just click where you see below and send a donation. That money is going to go to one of many residents who have been displaced in Maui. We guarantee.
That's right. And I know a lot of people out there, as Oprah and I have been finding, are just having a hard time trusting where the money goes. What organizations should I send money to? How can I help? In this case, the fund that we created with a lot of hard work from a lot of hardworking people who all care about these people of Maui. As Oprah was saying, it is a clean, direct from you directly to their hands, and right away with some real immediacy, because as we're finding, as you guys around the world know, with disasters like this, the number one need is money.
Is money.
In hand.
And so people being able to have their own agency, being able to make decisions for themselves about what they need and what their family needs, that's our goal, is to get that to the people now. And so we appreciate any support that you can give. All the people who were calling me and texting me and messaging me and saying, what do I do? What do I do? This is what you do.
Now you know.
The People's Fund of Maui.
Let's take a look at some of the fires that's going on. Pay attention. These are all the fires that's going on right now in America. We're going to go through a lot of these, and I'm going to show you what's going on in these states and why there's fires. In Texas, there's a fire around this area, which is close to Austin. Live from Austin, Texas, the Smart City Challenge. There's fires in Washington. Lawmakers from Washington State push for a Smart City bill in Congress. What's outside of Phoenix, Arizona? Scottsdale. City of Scottsdale, Smart City Strategic Roadmap. Wildfires in New Jersey. New Jersey Smart Cities Working Group. Fires in New Mexico. Smart City planned in New Mexico. Wildfires near Portland, Oregon. Smart Cities planned for Portland, Oregon. Wildfires in Florida. Smart City initiatives for Orlando. Wildfires in Mississippi. Smart Cities planned for Mississippi. And this isn't just happening in America. There's fires in Greece. Smart Cities planned for Greece. Y'all, I could have gone on and on.
was like a flamethrower. It wasn't like a vertical moving fire. I mean, it was reaching out at us. And by the time I got done with all this, I looked like I had worked in a coal mine. We heard a call over the radio that they're looking for any assistance because they had 50 to 100 people in the water. And by this time it's dark, nonstop explosions. So Lashana, Emma, and myself, we sat down and we said, we have an unreliable dinghy motor, but let's try and help these people. We were not able to find survivors any more than the kids. And if we miss people, I'm so sorry if I missed you. You know, we were trying so hard to find you guys, but there was not, you know, it was like in a fog. It was just so much smoke. It's really hard to handle, to know that people that I know got trapped by the fire and didn't make it. It's really, really traumatizing.
But like many others, we are a community that relies on family, on ohana, whether by blood or by friendship. But like many others,
this is absolutely crazy. Water line down, trees down. Holy shit. Trees down, fence down. Ugh. And a fire. Right behind our house.
This guy looked like a fireman. He was all blacked out. The Q-tips in our ears, the mucus we puked up for a day.
I coughed it all day and everything came out from that.
You don't understand. And the thing that pisses me off is Oahu is right there. On the crack ass of dawn, we should have had boots on the ground, FEMA,
Everything.
Swarovski helicopters with the double bladers landing in Lahaina. Where was this? The fire trucks, I understand, because we ran out of water. But there was no fire. I mean, we were.
The thing I seen was pickup trucks one time.
Yeah.
Going up and down the street. Don't know what they were doing, but
It was messed up.
Yeah.
This is something, and it's going to take 3 years to rebuild Lahaina.
At least.
And now my paranoid side is they're going to rebuild it and make it into a Kihei.
Yeah.
With modern buildings.
Fuck that.
What they have to do is they have to rebuild Lahaina with concrete structures, but all of the facade has got to get historical photos.
100%.
This is like the busy highway right here. Maui. Alright. Pray for us in Maui. I might have tomorrow off too. Woohoo!
Guys, we're just going to update you on what's going on tomorrow.
So tomorrow we're going to be distributing water and propane out in Lahaina, and we're going to be swiping the fuel card at the minute stop near the bypass, HFN.
And in the works, we have fuel cards that we're going to be distributing to everybody that have a fuel limit on it, so we can work way more efficiently and not have to bring thousands of gallons out, and people can just swipe their own card at the gas station.
And thanks to all of you guys' support, we've been able to start a non-profit organization. It's called Fresh Help Maui. We will be able to sustain this for much longer than we could just on donations from people and us working as volunteers. I'd like to thank you guys very much for that. And
yeah,
thanks for all the support.
Yeah,
we'll continue
keep
to do it.
donating and we'll keep making it happen.
A local Maui official said a large number of the dead may have actually been children who were left home that day because schools were closed, many of them alone or with their grandparents. Is that the case?
That is possible. That's what we're sharing here internally. That is possible that there will be many children.
That's all I could hear was get out, get out, get out in my head. So I walked to the bathroom in the bedroom, and we have this sliding window and screen thing. And I punched the screen part out, which was small, and I had to turn my body sideways, and I stuck my hands and head through there and jumped and came out the window, and I rolled down, hit my head and rolled over in the rocks, and I looked back behind me. Flames and smoke came out of that window that I just jumped out of, and my whole house was consumed with flames, and all around me was, all I could see was fire and smoke and stuff, and it was so eerie. There was not a sound other than flames and cackling smoke, but in the eeriness, I felt I was in a Twilight Zone nightmare.
Now, you helped build, or you helped advocate for and build the fire station in Apili that
Yes,
was
sir.
battling the flames in Lahaina. Is that right? How did you do that?
West Maui has been totally underserved for health and safety for so many years, and we only had one fire station and one ambulance in all of West Maui. They said, well, we know, yeah, we need more, but that's not in the budget, and sometime we'll get to it. But it's, we don't know when. And I said, what happens if we build our own? I said, okay. We went out and raised the $6 million that was necessary at that time. But I had to put a second mortgage on my house. So did Uwe Schultz and Ron Karahara, because the bank wouldn't give us a construction loan unless we did that. Because nobody believed that we could do it. And then they saw that we were actually doing it, so the money came in and we were successful. We gave it to the county, and it's been saving lives ever since.
And you've been advocating for a fire station there for a long time. Another one for a long time. Our fires, brush fires, the wildfires coming to Lahaina, they're notorious. And they originate in the Olawalo, Aniapoko area coming to Lahaina. I said that they're notorious. We got a proven need. We got to do something. I said, someday, if it comes to closer than it has so far, we're going to lose Lahaina town. It's going to go up like a match because it's all wood. Save Lahaina. Please help us. That'll never happen. Guess what? Yeah. Yeah, so I think people will pay attention now, Joe.
Oh, bro. Major brush fire just starting. Major brush fire. Oh, no. Oh, that fucker's spreading major. Oh, bruh. Hey, what the fuck? Major brush fire starting over here. Yokohama fuck almost. Oh, cuz. Fire department not even here yet. That thing just got way worse. Oh, bruh. Fuck, they gotta hurry up and put this. Holy fuck. Yeah, brother. Yokes, bro. That fucker just went start, cuz. Still no more the fire department. Oh, bro, we're gonna have to head out pretty soon. Oh. Still no here the fucking fire department. Oh, look, brother got his car all smoky. Oh, bro, the thing going up the side. Oh, no. Fuck. Where the fuck are they at? It's been like 20 minutes, bro. Let's go. Holy shit. Oh, fuck. What? I don't know, brother. Oh. Well, it starts small, but oh, that fucker just got big. Look at that, bro. Oh. Hungry Hawaiian. Brother Isaac, check this out. Holy fuck. Right now, live and direct. Fire. You see the flames, brother. I see them.
I think there's only two types of people that come to Hawaii. Those who are what we would call haole, ha'ole. You know, ha is the breath of life, the source of life. Ole means to be without. People that don't have the breath of life, they don't want to connect, regardless of what color their skin is, because the word haole was a term used to describe other Hawaiians before Captain Cook came here. So it wasn't made up with the first white people that came. It was a Hawaiian term denoting Hawaiians that they just didn't have the breath of life in them. They were dead on the inside. And then you have the other people, they have the aloha. Alo means to share, to give, and to receive. Ha, again, the breath of life. You know, either they had aloha or they had ha'ole, you know, one of the two. So that's how we treat all visitors that come. And you can see the difference in people who are here to take advantage and those who are here to receive and to give into the community. You can tell right off, as soon as they get on a van, as soon as they step off the plane, what is their heart like? We noticed that your heart, you guys wanted to fit in. You guys wanted to be a part. You weren't ha'ole, you were aloha.
Wow, I never heard that before. Wow, that's fascinating.
It's kind of interesting, you know, when you look at the Bible, when it talks about Abram and Sarai, their names were changed by adding the HA.
Yeah, that
is Abram to Abraham, you know, ha. Wow. I don't know if that's coincidental,
right?
But, you know, it's kind of cool.
How's it, guys? I'll keep this short. Guys, we got to do better. We got to stop spreading all these videos about conspiracy theories about Lahaina and the fires on Maui and all that stuff. It wasn't the government doing an inside job, trying to take out Kanaka. It wasn't a space laser or something like that. It's just a horrible tragedy. A lot of government incompetence happened. A lot of bad stuff is happening now. Tourism running rampant when they should be waiting to help support the victims of this tragedy. Predatory business practices where these realtors and people from the mainland are trying to push local people to sell for pennies on the dollars when they've lost everything, take advantage of their grief and the tragedy. There's a lot of stuff we should be talking about. Conspiracy theories is not it. I've had guys telling me, because I've said we shouldn't peddle in conspiracy theories, guys telling me I'm paid, guys telling me I work for the government. That's crazy. I'm sorry. You know, that's crazy that I work for the CIA. But come on, you guys know me. I'm just a local brother from Kauai. We gotta do our best we can to support, to help out, send prayers, send money, send supplies, fly down and help. But peddling things that are repeated mostly by people from the mainland, mostly by fake accounts, mostly by people not from Hawaii, you know, that's not it, guys. So, you know, we're gonna continue supporting Maui, but we gotta stop this. Okay, malos.
At any rate, I want to thank you for your leadership and this unimaginable tragedy. To my left, at any rate, I want to thank you for your leadership and this unimaginable tragedy. To my left.
All right, guys. So Lahaina police rolled up to a placard where they're giving out supplies, water, food. People were waiting in line for hours to try to get any of this kind of stuff. The Lahaina police pulled up, got on his intercom, and literally told them that they have to leave now. They're shutting it down. He even told them he has no idea why he's being told to shut this down. It's just that the higher-ups told him to relay that message. So all these people waiting in line for what just happened, he was told that they had to leave. Now, a place also went to deliver 150 meals and supplies to these families, and because they didn't have a commercial kitchen license, they shut them down and denied them delivering those meals. Also, FEMA came by and took away supplies, and nobody has no idea where they went. Boats from the locals, they were trying to leave the water to go grab supplies from other islands. They had to break through blockades out there by the waters in order to leave to try to go get supplies. So this is ridiculous. What's going on is they're denying them supplies, and people are trying to help other locals. Now, if you guys remember about 7 months ago, those green lasers that went across the island of Hawaii, that was a Chinese satellite called the DAQI, DAQI-1/AEMS that was scanning the island. And a lot of people are skeptical about that as to what just happened.
Were returned with 2 sisters, both feeling lucky to be alive.
6 hours in the water. We jumped to the ocean because we trapped.
They have 9 family members in all inside the shelter, and yet...
This is what I don't understand. Every time I've seen you and your family, your spirits are still so high. You all seem, you seem so okay, even on this now, the 5th day. What's happening?
You know, our life is the blessings. That's all we're thankful for.
Yeah.
Yeah. We, you know, it's so sad. No more memories. Everything we left. Only in the heart. It's all that we bring in.
And finally, Julius.
What happened here?
He says he heard his skin popping in the heat as he ran.
At that moment, while I'm running, because I cannot see anything, it's all black. I thought I'm gonna die.
He started praying, and then an opening.
You ran,
Yes.
you prayed, and you made it.
And then, right, I go to the harbor. Right, I see those 2 ladies, old ladies. The old ladies cannot walk anymore. And they're crying because he cannot carry her. So what I can do, I carry her on my back.
At the waterline, he eased himself into the waves. Another survivor of Lahaina. Though for him, and for so many here, the memories are still fresh.
I know there's been a lot of people who have been bummed about me saying Maui is shut. Now he is open.
So the houses that did survive, have you heard that the mayor is now forcing them to leave the homes that were not burnt down? Here's the proof.
This Lahaina shit is insane. I have a friend who lost his home. He lost everything. But this isn't for him. This is somebody else by him. They didn't lose their home, but they're about to because the mayor is evicting the entire fucking building. Some of the only people that still had homes, and they're evicting them. They have 45 days. Pause to read why. This is from the fucking mayor. Read it. Chances are this landlord got paid off very well, and they have till September 31st to evacuate and vacate their homes and just get the fuck out, basically. They're welcome, it says, to leave before then. So, These are the last people on this island in this little area that have a home still, and they're kicking them out of it.
So what it says is that they're gonna make it a command center, the apartment that survived. This particular one. So the people that pay their taxes, don't worry about having a home. The government needs your home, so go ahead, prop up a tent. You can be homeless as long as the chief is doing good and the mayor. Nobody really gives a shit about the people. Is that how this is really supposed to work? Is government telling the people to get the fuck out of their homes? Is this what really everything's come to and nobody's gonna do anything? The town burnt down under very mysterious circumstances.
Aloha everyone. Sunday update, day 12 since the tragic fires hit Maui. Lots to update. Right now we have over 1,800 people in hotel rooms, those who have been displaced from their homes. We have very few people left in shelters. Tons of work with the Red Cross and with FEMA. More than 7,000 people have applied for FEMA support. Please do sign up with FEMA if you've been affected by this wildfire in any way. Tomorrow the president arrives, and I'll be making the case to make sure our recovery comes as quickly as possible. Do all the things that you can. Sign up with the Red Cross, sign up with FEMA, support loving friends that are over in Maui. It's my job to go get the resources that we need, but then I'll be taking input from everyone across our state, and we will listen to the voices of Lahaina to tell us how and when we rebuild. Thank you again for such incredible generosity. We're doing all that we can to bring some healing and recovery to our state. Aloha.
So it's like 12:30. As you can see, this fucking thing they not controlling shit, man. You know, everybody else in the building probably fucking sleep, but I'm not, man. Look at that. Yo. Look at that. That's on Camp Highway. 30-foot fucking flames, like I said, still going, man. I mean, what the fuck? If y'all think this shit is okay to go to sleep, go for it, man. But like, come on, y'all seen what just happened in Maui? Shit's happening all around the world right now. What the fuck's really going on? Wake the fuck up.
They started this fire. They started it with a laser from space. And whether it's true or not, it not only feels true, in terms of its results, it is kind of true. There is a conspiracy to keep you poor and to benefit rich elites. But it's everywhere. It's almost like water to a fish. It's not a conspiracy. It's just the environment you live in. You live in corruption. Every time there's a disaster or fire, you bet it's going to benefit elites. You bet the poorest people are going to suffer more. Every time there's a pandemic, you bet they're going to control you more and rich interests are going to benefit from it. We might not find a smoking gun or a beaming laser, but you can be sure that BlackRock and the world's most powerful individuals will benefit down the line from this disaster. The trouble is, by then, me and you, unless we're very, very careful, will be focusing on the conspiracy theory or the tragedy of 2024 or 2025. So for now, let's focus on those that are truly suffering. The people of Hawaii who have lost their lives and who have lost their homes. But let's not get so caught up in grief that we forget how these disasters are exploited by the powerful that benefit from a system that seems to be advantaged every time there's a disaster for ordinary people.
The ocean did literally save my life. I thank God for the ocean that day. Once the car started to explode, we fully submerged ourselves into the water to get our faces down as much as we could so that we were breathing the air that was only on the surface of the water, because the air got very acrid and horrible to breathe. I would kind of pass out into the water, and as my face hit the water, I would come to again and realize where I was and what was going on and how I needed to keep myself safe. But it got so cold that at times we would have to actually climb the wall and go as close as we could to the fire comfortably to warm our bodies. It's one of the reasons I'm covered in burns and scrapes. It was about 8 hours until I was free of the rock wall, until I got away from the fire on Front Street. And of those 8 hours, I would say that I spent at least 5 of those hours completely submerged up to my neck in the water. The thought of losing our beautiful Lahaina town and the memories there, and knowing that I'll never just take a stroll down Front Street again is almost incomprehensible. But I'm just really blessed for life. I'm glad I'm here. We're pretty significant in my life prior. And so I think I have
lots of talk about whether Maui should remain open for tourism. Definitely not on the west side. Survivors are demanding that it stay closed for at least 1.5 years. But what about the rest of Maui? Even outside the tourism industry, our shops rely on that visitor dollar. But on the other hand, there are still survivors sleeping in tents on gym floors that need hotel rooms all across the island. So we're kind of stuck in this conundrum. But there's another option. The federal government can step up. We should demand that they step up to provide forgivable loans to small businesses and direct assistance to workers impacted all across the islands. They've demonstrated that they can do this during COVID, and we need to do it right now in our moment of urgency. So President Biden is going to be here on Monday. Please do everything within the federal government's power to support workers and small businesses on Maui.
It took us like 30 minutes to get out of our neighborhood. It usually takes us, turning out of your neighborhood doesn't take long.
Oh God, that's catching fast. All right, everybody, let's go. It's go time.
Did you have a to-go bag ready or just your stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you'd already
we had to-go bags ready because we knew maybe worst case scenario, just in case, we packed a few things, just like, bare essentials. And if, thankfully, we thought, because we saw the fire and we're like, this might get really bad. So I grabbed like my ID, the cash I had on me, my diploma, my phone, chargers, tons of water, like 12 water bottles I fit in my backpack. So my backpack was pretty heavy, but we just grabbed everything that was in immediate need.
Please share this message. This is big news. Amazon just confirmed, I just got off the phone with them, that if you want to ship like the radios, any solar stuff, generators, whatever you can ship, you can now ship it directly to residents on the east side of the island. I'm talking about Kahului, Wailuku, Kihei, Wailea. Amazon packages will get to their houses, so we no longer need to send stuff to Oahu anymore. I'm gonna find a good place for all y'all from the mainland that do not know people on the other side of the island, Kahului, all those areas on the east side of Maui. I'm gonna get an address for you guys to all send your packages to. But for all you guys that know someone that lives on that side of the island, you can ship your donations directly to them. We need ham radios, VHS radios still. We need those solar generators. We need all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna put a list right after this. Mahalo, you guys. Aloha.
Yeah, it's confusing. You got some people on the island saying, the island's closed down, please don't come. Save the resources for those who truly need it at the moment. And then you have others on the island saying, no, just one town is closed. Come because the other people need the income. Both sides are true. But I tell you, this is an opportunity for us to look at the larger picture. Maybe we shouldn't have to argue between available hotel rooms and helping those who just went through the most tragic wildfire in American history. Maybe we shouldn't have to choose between some families on the south side being able to go to work while our partners on the west side are living under tarps or shacking up at the park. Maybe that shouldn't be our decision, and maybe that shouldn't be something we have to try to fix. Maybe this is where larger entities and organizations and government should have a hand in helping and making sure that we don't have to make those choices. That's what I think.
No one has gasoline on the west side at all. There's lines for miles on the other side where a tanker showed up, but all the community does not have gas anywhere on the west side. So we came up, that's what we're gonna do, but anything you guys can do, we're gonna just try to keep bringing you fuel for now. We brought a ton of gas already.
So I evacuated to the Safeway parking lot, and now we have to evacuate that. The fire's coming this way. Holy shit balls. So I evacuated to the Safeway parking lot, and
you can also feel the heaviness in the air, not only for our people who've lost their lives,